Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the so-called Black community.
Here we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
Hello, African Diaspora News family. I am Reneilwe Morema, and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora News channel. I am reporting live from Klerksdorp, Northwest, South Africa. The government of national unity cracks are showing as predicted as members of the DA party step out of line and defy the president. But that is what Ramaphosa deserves for his lack of authority, honesty, and stance in international matters, particularly the Russian-Ukraine war. What the DA is doing right now is taking advantage of Ramaphosa's dishonesty and cowardness. The Democratic Alliance DA party has brazenly thrown down the gauntlet, openly challenging the sovereignty of South Africa and the authority of its head of state. In the wake of the 16th BRICS summit, Leon Schreiber, a DA minister responsible for oversight of the Department of Home Affairs, unilaterally signed and publicly announced visa-free access for Ukrainian diplomatic, official, and service passport holders. He did this without consulting the Department of International Relations and Corporations or the Office of the President. This blatant disregard for governmental protocols is a direct affront to our nation's foreign policy stance. Adding to this defiance, John Steenhuisen, Minister of Agriculture and leader of the DA, failed to attend the recent BRICS summit in Russia, a vital forum for cooperation on food security, agriculture, and sustainable development. His absence is unprecedented, particularly given that the summit focused on issues directly tied to his portfolio, the Department of Agriculture. Equally alarming is his public criticism of President Cyril Ramaphosa's engagement with Russian President Vladimir Putin, openly undermining the president's authority and South Africa's commitment to BRICS. This blatant disrespect is a calculated attempt by Steenhuisen to steer the nation away from its strategic alliances, the BRICS, and to go on and align South Africa with Western narratives and uphold, Western cultures and influences in our country. What besides white arrogance emboldens Schreiber, Steenhuisen, and the DA to float established rules and advance their own agendas over national interests? Their errant actions reflect a disturbing alignment with foreign interests aiming to shift South Africa's geopolitical trajectory from its historical non-aligned stance towards Western spheres of influence. Far from just overreach, this signals an ongoing attempt to destroy what is left of the ANC and destabilize South Africa's role within BRICS. All of this signals the continuation of a soft coup, this genesis of which was established in April 2017 via the donor-funded Zuma Must Fall campaign. This movement, under the banner of accountability, was strategically crafted to unseat President Jacob Zuma, whose leadership, however flawed, I must admit, promoted a developmental state model aimed at uplifting the socio-economic conditions of South Africa's Black majorities. Zuma's focus on land reform, economic transformation, and BRICS alignment posed a challenge to entrenched corporate interests and neoliberal agendas favoring Western influence. President Ramaphosa is therefore not a blameless player in this whole Ukraine visa, Russia is not our ally debacle. Firstly, he chose a coalition with the DA, realigning with neoliberal market forces instead of progressive African ideals. His own wavering ideology caught between Western interests and BRICS commitments has facilitated his internal revolt. His close ties with powerful economic elites like the Stellenbosch-based white billionaire clubs cast doubt on his ability to enforce discipline and act decisively. Added to this is his reliance on DA support to shield him from the legal consequences of the Phala Phala scandal, allowing figures like Steenhuisen and Schreiber to act with impunity. Their positions fortified by the president's vulnerability and ideological ambiguity. In the meantime, Ramaphosa must act decisively to address this insubordination by Steenhuisen and Schreiber. I mean, Schreiber and Steenhuisen cannot be allowed to operate unchecked. Their actions warrant immediate removal to safeguard South Africa's sovereignty and restore the integrity of this culture or of this country. Failing to act would set a dangerous precedent, signaling an alarming tolerance for defiance that could further weaken governmental cohesion and diminish the country's standing on the global stage. The DA's actions are not just a challenge to the ANC, but a direct threat to the country, to the South African democracy. Their attempts to align the country's policies in favor of the Western interests undermine the will of the majority, and they need to be stopped. So this article that I've just read right now comes from the Times Live. It was published by Kim Heller of the EFF, and she's basically calling out Steenhuisen and what's his name, Schreiber. I even forgot their names because really they don't matter to me. But Steenhuisen and Schreiber of the DA disrespect the government of national unity, number one. They disrespect the will of the people, and they disrespect the historical alliances of South Africa like Russia and some nations in the BRICS. You know, so right now, what this disrespect means is that Ramaphosa, number one, tolerates it because he has never, ever since coming from the BRICS summit, addressed this insubordination by these two. He has never done that, so it means now he tolerates this nonsense. Secondly, they go unchecked. The arrogance of the DA always goes unchecked, meaning the country is scared of the DA, meaning that the country is still under oppression when it comes to interests that align with this with the country's interests, by the way. So yeah, basically Kim Heller of the EFF is calling out these two, calling them out to step down, because such antics that are posted on social media, such statements that are posted on social media, such statements that are being played in the public eyes is blatant disrespect to the government, is blatant disrespect to the president's office, and they are undermining his rule. So right now we are calling them to step down. We are saying, Ramaphosa, teach them a lesson, show them that you hold authority within this GNU. The ANC is the majority within this GNU. You cannot be played by the ANC, you cannot be played by the DA. Show that you are an authoritative figure. Show that your interests do not lie with the Western influence as the DA wanted to be. Show that this country will forever be with the BRICS nation and also be with the people's will. The people want to be part of the BRICS nation. It is a very nice, progressive organization that aims to develop South Africa's infrastructure and food security. And to show that Steenhuisen does not even care about food security as a Minister of Agriculture, he did not even attend the BRICS summit that addresses those problems and solutions. He doesn't care. He wants his Western influences and Western imperialism or whatever to be very prominent in Africa. He wants them to be associated. He wants our country to be associated with such powers, with such elite powers. And we are saying no. So Ramaphosa, call them out, teach them a lesson, take disciplinary action, fire them. We want Steenhuisen and Schreiber out of the government of national unity. They are here not to promote the interest of the government of national unity and look out for our interests. They're here to promote the DA's policies. Once you get in the government of national unity, it's not about whose policy, what policy, what policy. We are together. One policy. You are united under one banner. You are united under one policy. No one is here to promote their party's policies. No, we don't work like that. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel.